is Wednesday, August 8th. I just wanted to say a quick hello to all new viewers and an awesome welcome back to all returning viewers. If you tuned in last time and decided to come back, I really do appreciate it. Thank you for letting me vent about my SSK experience. I was so excited and still am. Oh, I can't wait. And I'm crossing my fingers for next year. Anyway, how have you all been? I've been good. I've got lots to talk to you about, so I should probably get started, right? So, grab your drink of choice, your knitting or crafting, and away we go. So, today I'm actually drinking a Krispy Kreme dark roast coffee, basically made in my Keurig. Let's see, it's been a morning already. I'm just getting to my first cup. It's crazy, I know. Oh, yeah, that's good. Okay, one more sip and we'll go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, you guys. So I did finish three things this week, you guys. I don't know what got into me. I was just productive, and there you go. The first thing that I finished was what I call the Simply Shawl number two. This will get me 1,399.6 yards for Stash Dash. This is actually the second sample of my Proud to Be Me pattern that I was working on. For this, I did use three colors of Nice and Knits yarn in the Canal, the Driftwood, and the Vineyard colorway, and those are all on their fingering weight. And I also used a Tilting Planet skein in their Luna colorway on the Apollo base. You guys, I love it. And it was just a nice add on to the end of the shawl. Well, because mostly I was a little bit short from where I needed to be, but that's neither here nor there. I love the way it came out either way. I used a size US 6, which is a 4.0 Chaigu red lace needle on that one. Oh, like I said, I absolutely love how this one came out. Now, the second thing that I did finish was actually new since the last time we spoke, so don't worry about that. You didn't miss anything. This was a really quick knit. I think I finished this in about 5 days. I mean, it's worsted weight, so of course it goes fast, right? Either way, I did get 520.4 yards for Stash Dash on this project. So this pattern was actually my fourth sample for my Proud to Be Me pattern that I've been creating. This time I did use Miss Babs Yowza in the Mountain Morning colorway. Oh, I love how the pattern plays out with this yarn, you guys. On this one, I did use a size US 9, which is a 5.5 millimeter. I used a 29-inch Susan Bates needles because that's all I had available. Because too many projects on the needles equals got to use some of my older ones, right? Y'all know how that goes. Anyway, the third thing that I did finish this week was what I called pumpkin season all the time. I used 1,667.5 yards for Stash Dash. So, yay! So, this means I have a total of 9,747.2 yards, which amounts to about 8,912.84 meters. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so excited with that total. You have no idea. I didn't think I would get anywhere near that total. So, yay! And we still have a couple weeks left for Stash Dash. And if you haven't been playing the home game, Stash Dash is actually the yearly KO that the knit girls put together to basically knit from your stash or knit down your whips and try to get as much yardage as you can. You are competing for imaginary points and against yourself, unless you like to do friendly wagers like the Jasmine of the Knitmore Girls. Anyway, I digress. The pattern I used on this sweater cardigan was the Harvest cardigan by Tin Can Knits. And I did use about 5 or 6 skeins of Baroque Vintage DK in the pumpkin colorway. Because as you do. On this one, I did use a size US 6 and a size US 8. The US 6 is a 4.0 millimeter and the 8 is a 5.0. I used Marbles circular needles on this one, you guys. Ugh. Like I said, this cardigan is going to be something I'm going to swim in, but I love oversized cardigans, so I'm not really complaining that much. It's just really warm, otherwise I'd be wearing it all the time right now. All right, so what's on my needles? Well, I've been a little bad. I had a little bit of startitis actually this past week, which it's fine. You're not really the boss of me, right? um, so I figured since it was the 5th of the month, it was time that I started my August DVD socks. And that's what I'm calling it on Ravelry, so you can find it. The pattern I'm using again this month is the OMG socks by Megan Williams. And like I mentioned before, I am using Desert Vista Dye Works Viso base in the Mr. Darcy colorway because it is MTI's birthday month. So wish him happy birthday if you see him on Twitter. And yes, you can follow him. He is at MTI. It is his birth month, so he chose a colorway that he liked. I'm hoping to make this a pair of socks as kind of a surprise, but not so much a surprise. Hi, babe. Anyway, I am using a size US 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter needles. I'm using 9-inch circulars for the body of the sock and 2 16-inch circulars for the heels, toes, and cuffs. Oh, love it. And I am actually housing this project in the yellow flip-flop bag that I got from the SSK Stitch Marker Swap. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love this bag, you guys. I'm staring at it right now. I'm like, why am I not working on those socks, right? But then again, I feel like that a lot of the time with my whips, right? So the second thing that I did cast on this week was what I am calling a first point of autumn. If you hadn't guessed, this is the first point of Libra Shawl by Laura Ayler that I said I was wanting to cast on last week. Well, I gave in. As you do. I am using Gail's art. It is a MYS gradient called Autumn Sonnet. And I am also going to be using Leading Men Fiber Arts Diva Base in the London Fog colorway once I finally get there. I absolutely love it. I am on the second gradient color right now. It is knitting up super fast. I absolutely love it. And if you're looking at the screen, you'll know why I'm so obsessed with that. Anyway, I am actually using a size US 4, which is a 3.5 marble circs. I'm actually using 16-inch circulars until the time for the, once I finish the first part of the gradient. I love it. Absolutely love it. And it's perfect. I am actually housing this in my Blue Sheep bag by Fat Squirrel Fibers. I absolutely, like I said, I love this bag. I'm staring at it right now. I want to be looking at it closer. Anyway, and so the last new thing that I cast on this week was what I'm calling Everything's Just Peachy. And this is the Anemone by Vera Valimaki that I mentioned last week that I wanted to cast on. I am now in the middle of the back band, I think is what you call that part. So not too far, but I'm making progress, right? It's actually my first fingering weight sweater, so we'll see how that goes. And I am actually using Leading Men Fiber Arts. They're on their showcase base. The colorway is called Just Peachy. I love this colorway. I saw this at SSK and it had to come home with me. I am using a size US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle. And for the bulk of the sweater, it's actually US 6, which is a 4.0 millimeter. I am on Marble's 30-inch circulars right now. Absolutely love it. This is actually for now until it gets a little bit bigger. I'm sure I'm not going to run out of room in the bag. It's actually being housed in my pink flower bag by Fat Squirrel Fibers. Love this bag. I'm sorry. I'm going to be saying that about all the bags that I've got right now because, yeah. So what's on my needles that I've had on my needles for a while? I worked on a couple things. The first one I'm simply calling Funny Monkey with a smiley face at the end. I turned the heel this past week, actually yesterday, and I am actually working on the foot now. The pattern on this was the Monkey Socks pattern by Cookie A. And based on the pattern, MDI actually wants a pair of these for himself. So guess what I'm casting on next for him? Ha! Anyway, I am using Opal Funny Base, which is actually very, very highly stellina. And it does have some blacks and pinks in there. And oh, my colors, my jam. Just so you know, the color itself is number 9332. I think it's pronounced Hater. Heiter. Sorry, I don't know German, guys. Anyway, I am using a size US 1.5, which is a 2.5. And for a majority of the sock, I have been using a Rainbow Wood DPNs. However, yesterday after I turned the heel, I did switch to 9-inch circulars for the rest of the foot. This is being housed in my Nightmare Before Christmas bag by Slip Stitch Studios. Guys, I love the pattern on that. The last thing that did get a little bit of love, actually a fair amount of love over the past couple days, is what I am calling I Literally Can't Even. Now, this is the Tracy shawl by Joji Locatelli. I have been using 2 different colors. The first one was from Blue Moon Fiber Arts Socks That Rock Lightweight in their KMBFLA colorway, and Owl About Yarns Sparkle Owl in their colorway GGK Turns 5. Absolutely love these colorways, you guys. And the way that they play together, amazing. And of course it's purple, so of course yours truly is gonna love it. I am actually using a size US 6, which is a 4.0 Marble Cirques, also 30-inch cable. I am to the very last section where you kind of just knit, and I actually mostly ran out of the first colorway, the Socks That Rock, because I misread the pattern, and anyway. It's fine. I'm changing it up by adding more of the last colorway in place of the first. Because as one does, right? And it's actually being housed in my pink teapot bag by the Knitting Broomstick. Oh, I'm staring at this bag and I'm like, wait, gots to use it more. Anyway, and X's and O's. So this week, I have been busy writing blog posts, just where I basically talk about all the FOs that I've had since June. Whoops. Apparently, I have been a little bit behind. And I just realized that this week, actually, as I was recording last week, actually, and I just wanted to finish it, to finish all of it up. And I also wrote an updated post to document my stash journey a bit more for this year, and just basically to update what I was up to yardage and meterage wise. So those posts are all on my personal blog, which is www.dreamysilver2112.com. I will link that blog into the show notes, as well as everything else that I'm going to be talking about today. You can find the show notes directly at www.silverstreamlandpodcast.com. Now it's time for Radio Gaga. So what have I been listening to this week? Well, I haven't really been driving or going anywhere. So a lot of what I've been listening to have been podcasts on iTunes. More specifically, alright, let's be honest. I have this personality that makes it impossible to not listen or watch something from beginning to end. So with that in mind, I have actually continued my binge listen of And That's Why We Drink. So I am up to episode 72. I hope this week I'm going to be caught up, so yay! I also did listen to the And That's Why We Drink and Wine and Cry crossover episodes. I've been waiting to get that far on And That's Why We Drink, so I can do that. So yay me, goal achieved for the week. That's a 1,000 imaginary points. Ha! Because, the points don't matter. Sorry. All right, let's move on to Silver's book pile. I have been busy reading this week, you guys. Even though there's been a lot going on in my world, right? Um, I have finished listening to Part Time Lover by Lauren Blakely. I was only a couple hours away from finishing that. Don't know why it took that long. I did finish reading Eclipse and Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer, because that was my goal for the week. This morning, I also finished reading Mail Order Outlaw by Cynthia Wolf. And I also did receive an ARC for a book called Rock Fuck Club Number 2 by Michelle Mencken. I'm going to tell you, there will be a large review to follow as soon as the book releases tomorrow. So check out my blog for that. Make sure you do that. And so what I am currently listening to, it is The Fiery Cross by Diana Gabaldon. You guys, I love this book so far. I'm not even 2 hours in. And so I'm going to be reading this for a while. But, it's going to take a while because it is a 56-hour book. And I'm hoping to finish it. We'll see. That's my August goals, y'all. So, Silver and the Case of the Screen Time. Now, here is actually where I've been spending a lot of my time. I have finished up the rest of Stargate Atlantis. So, yay me. I also binge watched through the whole series of Women's Murder Club in like 2 days. Honestly, I wish there was more than just the one season, but yeah. And also, I started watching the new Doctor Who series. I'm actually up to season 1, episode 5. Just so you know, it's not my first watch through. But I figure, hey, before the next season comes up, I should probably catch back up again, right? Because, as one does. As to movies, I just watched the one, which was Stargate Continuum. Because, like I said, Stargate, order, timeline, yeah. So you all know, I never got into Stargate Universe. Apparently, I thought I had bought the series and didn't. So I'm just going to give that a skip. Probably until the next time I get it through my head to binge watch all of it. So the next thing I did a lot of watching this week was more podcasts. So as I mentioned above, I'm still a bit behind. I have literally a list of a page and a half of podcasts that I want to watch or want to catch up on. I've been a couple weeks behind on most of the podcasts that I watch, mostly because of my drive down to SSK and back, and recovery time and all that. You know how that goes. But anyway, so this week I actually caught up with Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I did include all of the essential oils videos that Cece has been doing as well. I love those videos, you guys. They're so different from the rest of the podcast. So I have caught up with Round the Twist, the Knit Girls, but of course, and as one does, the Stockinette Zombies had an episode I was catching up on. I apparently missed the Knit the Books episode that they put back like 3 weeks ago, so I watched that, as well as catching up with Mad Fuzzy because I love Marta. I also caught up with 2 episodes from Dramatic Knits because I was a little bit behind, like I mentioned before. The Knitters League actually had an episode, which was great to catch up with the 4 of them. They are wonderful. If you have not seen them, I do recommend it. They are also Connecticut podcasters that you would enjoy, probably as much as me, if not more, because they're very entertaining ladies. I also watched the episode of The Grocery Girls, as course. Oh, and you guys, you'll love this. The Knitting a Broomstick had an episode. She's back. I was super excited to see an episode by Julie. Let me tell you, as soon as I saw that come through on YouTube, I was clicking through. I was so excited to see her back. It's been a few months since she recorded a proper podcast, so to speak. But she's been busy, so I don't blame her one bit. And the last thing that I did catch up on this week was Stitching the Hideouts. So Jo had an episode with her sister as well as the episode proper, so to speak. I loved watching the 2 of them. They are they are awesome. And the conversation was just, it was amazing. Moving on to my favorite things. So, you guys, I bought a Hocus Pocus themed canvas from a company called Spirit because Halloween, duh. I have it hanging to my right on the wall next to me. I keep looking over. I'm staring at it right now. I'm going to get distracted again. But what do you all think? I'm going to include a picture. I'm just super excited that it came this week. I did also, in that same order something else that's on pre-order. If you're wondering, Pop Art now has the Sanderson sisters on pre-order at Spirit. So go get it. Go get it. Anyway, I'm pretty social. You can find me on all Ravelry board, which is Silver's Dreamland podcast. I am Silver Luna 2112 there on Ravelry. On Facebook, Silver's Dreamland can be found at www.facebook.com/Silver's Dreamland. On Instagram, I am Silver's Treats. On Twitter, I am at Silver's Knitting. So you know, I do tend to read through all messages as soon as I possibly can. If you don't hear from me within 24 hours, please feel free to email me directly at silverstreamland@gmail.com. And as always, anything that I talk about can be found in the show notes at www.silverstreamlandpodcast.com. I've rambled for long enough. I know it's a shorter episode than usual, but I know your time is valuable. Please feel free to join in any discussion or start your own on the Silver's Dreamland Ravelry board. I don't bite, I promise. So, please stay tuned for episode 56 on the 15th. Until next time, happy crafting!